Hi, everybody. Welcome to the November 28th meeting of what are we calling ourselves today? Work Group K8s Infra. So let's get started. Let's look at the action items, if any, from the last time. So basically, scroll down to the October 31st. It's been a while since we all talked, so yeah, okay. So we do have a few things from before. The other way to look at it is, I think I added a project as well, Kubernetes Infra team. Okay, I'm going to paste the link in the Zoom chat. So we have 3 umbrella issues, so we can look at those. All 3 of them are in the backlog. That's another one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is the discussion from the last time. Anybody has a preference?
Jump in.
Okay, so let's start with the umbrella issues. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. So since the DNS one was the one with some traction so far, so let's open that up. Okay, automate DNS for Kubernetes assets. What is left here? I see 139 and 147. Pull requests, 139, I believe, has merged. And then, yeah, 147 has merged too. So what else is required here?
The canaries are in. Last time we talked, Hippie was going to be working on a test for the canary. I haven't seen a PR there. If he's not here yet, or maybe not today at all. I can take it over. I don't want to rip it out of his hands if he's actually interested in doing it. It doesn't seem that complicated, famous last words. But I think that's really the only thing that's blocking it. There's a couple of records that don't really have names attached to them yet, but I'm willing to proceed with that. I sent a couple PRs this morning, one to actually remove a record, which I've already removed manually from the old DNS, and one to add an owner's file. I think it's ready to proceed modulo that test.
So it's just a test case from Hippie Hacker.
I mean, it's not a test case, it's a test to run to make sure that every new push is okay to the canary before we push to the production.
Okay. So we leave it as an action item for him, I guess, and give him a day or so to respond.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not taking notes at the same time I'm talking. Let me exit full screen. I'll throw some notes in there, and then I will try to follow up.
Okay.
It's not the best time in New Zealand now, so probably that's the reason why.
Yeah, that's true, Ihor. Okay. So maybe we'll update the issue also with some with whatever you are typing in the Google Doc, Tim.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's close this out. And the next one was GKE cluster for. Oops. What did I do? Okay. GKE cluster for bots and utilities. So. Tim, we wrote a few things up, Justin and I. It is in the issue.
Okay.
152. So what is, so basically, okay. If you're okay with this, then we can get it going. So basically, we're asking for 30 days alpha cluster where we can do a few things, including the publishing bot and Justin's stuff. Justin, you had a commentary here as well. Do you want to go through it?
I don't think so. I think I was just trying to like do the same thing as you, but expressing it in terms of philosophy rather than in terms of policies. I think I also think there might be a more complicated way to do it than setting up fake email Gmail addresses, but we can figure that out. Like there is some sort of temporary granting, but we can figure that out when we actually have something to try as well, I guess.
Okay. I guess I don't have a problem creating do you guys want to do an alpha cluster or a real cluster? I'm worried about accidentally engaging with features that we don't really want to engage with.
Wasn't the theory of the alpha cluster so that it would just be destroyed so nobody would take dependency?
Yeah, I mean, I get that that's the primary benefit of it, and I don't care either way.
I'd say let's do the 30-day cluster and then the alpha cluster. And if we, I don't think we're accidentally going to use an alpha feature.
Okay.
We'll
all
know
right.
it's important.
So Justin, I can add you to, who do I add to what and with what permissions do I need to grant?
Justin. You can add Justin, and between the two of you, you can get it started, and then we can add me and Stefan down the line for the publishing bot.
So what we did with DNS is we created a Google group that is the access permission for cluster for whatever the admin. So we can create like a K8s Infra cluster admins group, add your guys' selves to it, and then I can add that group with permissions for cluster admin or cluster, whatever, cluster editor, cluster owner, whatever it's called now. Does that sound cool?
That sounds good. So Justin, do you want to do the Google group?
Like create the Google group? I can create it, sure.
Yeah, just go create a group, add your guys' selves to it, and I guess add me too, I guess, so I can make sure I can see it. But I have project owners, so.
Okay. So between Justin and Tim, we can get this started, and then we can add the others for the publishing bot stuff. Okay. Okay, that's good progress so far.
The other thing that we want to come up with is the billing report, right? So far, we're not actually doing anything that needs billing. Once we turn on DNS for real, it will, but it's so small that it won't really matter. The cluster will be the first thing that actually starts to spend real money. And so like pretty quickly, I want to think about how we can figure out the billing on it.
Let me work on it. So we probably can also create something like the group of billing admins with the billing management permissions, like follow almost the same ways we have with infra admins. And I'll take a look how can we create the billing reports and send them to that Google group.
Okay, I'm signing you the AI in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
So do you need to be added to the Google group that we just talked about also?
No, he's your project owner, right?
Yep, I'm a project owner. I'm a owner. So I don't have.
It's a good separation of roles. He's not a cluster admin officially, but he's a billing admin. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so wrap this up then.
Okay, so we've got 3 AIs around cluster creation.
Okay, and then GCS bucket for projects to use. I think I dropped the ball on this since I was traveling. I was supposed to.
Sorry, coming back to the billing question, just a quick question. Who else besides me should there? Tim?
Sorry?
Speaking about the billing Google group and like acting as a billing person, so who else besides me should be there? Like you, anybody else?
I mean, we can start with that. I'm more interested in figuring out the actual mechanism that we want to use to generate reports. I've never dug very deep into, billing exports and data studio and those sorts of things. So we should just if you just spend time figuring out what we're actually capable of doing and what we think is going to be satisfying to the larger community, because we really want to be transparent about this, then I think that's a first start. I don't think we need to worry about who has access to that yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Just want to make sure that at least one more person except
Sure.
me as an access
Fine.
Ihor, if you want one more person other than you, you can add me.
Okay, I'll add Tim and Dims.
Okay. Okay, and then this one was the GCS bucket. I think I dropped the ball on this one. I was supposed to set up a meeting with Javier and a few others. They are not on the call today, so I will have to take this back. There's nothing we can do right now. So similar to, sorry, go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, we have two separate issues here. One is like generally just GCS for serving things like the COPS binaries, and the other was the actual GCR registry. Maybe we should separate those two.
Okay. So GCS bucket for what? What did you say?
For things like the COPS binaries, which Justin
Correct.
inquired about before,
Okay.
you know, and how to localize that even across cloud providers. Like it makes a lot more sense for, you know, COPS users on AWS to pull it from an AWS S3 bucket rather than a GCS bucket.
Okay. Separate GCR as well for images. Okay. Okay, so I will follow this up. So the action item for me would be to set up the meeting and make sure that we come up with some write-up similar to what we did for the GK cluster.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay, then let's go back to the previous meeting and see if there's anything. So did we do the charter thing? Anybody remember? Okay, I'm opening up the pull request. It's still open. So the action item here is Aaron and me go back and fix this up. I think there was a steering meeting where there was some feedback about it's too much like a work group. We need to, too much SIG-like, so we need to fix that. Okay, so this is still to be done. We need an action item for this. We did the doodle. Is everybody happy with the time other than EP Hacker?
This time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the charter stuff is you and Aaron?
Yes, that's right. So and there was this question on the dry run on the DNS. You already have an action item for that, Tim?
Yep.
I think that's it. That's all we have right now.
Okay. I apologize for not getting a lot done over the holiday break. Yeah, I just didn't get a lot done over the holiday break.
That's all right. I was missing too. I was in India for the whole time.
Cool.
So maybe we should just go over whoever is here and see if there's anything else. Justin, was there anything else you wanted to do?
I can't remember whether we actually talked about the GCR problem. It does feel like the GCR issue is much more complicated potentially than the GCS issue. I don't know if we want to talk about that now. But
is it like, I mean, Brendan, you're here. I think I heard you, right? No? Yeah, Brendan's
here.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I was frantic.
I know you were particularly talking about mirroring for images and stuff. I don't know how to do registry mirroring in a way that we can sort of keep the veracity of the images.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that there is, I don't think we can do attribution. So I think we would have to just say, you know, these are the blessed images. Like these are the ones that we attest them all independently.
And just like, how do we attest it though? Like, is there any automated
Well,
way?
how do we attest GCR, right? I mean, we don't. It would just be like publishing a list or something like that.
I guess, yeah. And if we have like a signed manifest of hashes or something.
Yeah, something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there is the Docker Notary Trust thing, and I know that the Azure Registry supports that. I don't know. It's not that great anyway, but like that's an option.
Yeah. So I guess we need something to think about, someone to think about how to do that. I know Justin has started on the general GCS problem, but I don't think you started on the GCR problem, right, Justin?
I'll take that because we're already mirroring stuff for our work in China.
Okay.
And I'm happy to work with you on that, Brendan.
Okay, that sounds good.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I'll talk to the other Chinese vendors and see if what their approach has been so far. I have an idea about what their approach has been so far, but see if we can get something better.
There is a trick, which is if we have a name, an image name whose tag is the SHA. Oh, did I freeze?
No.
Okay.
No.
If we have whose tag is the SHA, then we can use the same sort of binary redirector to pull from mirrors. The SHA acts as validation on the all the way down. And then if we wanted to, we could then use the same redirector service to do a named tag resolution. So we would have a canonical location for in the same way that we have a canonical location for artifacts, we could have a canonical location from which you can pull images, but it would still redirect to in theory, anywhere in the world that we wanted to. So we could reuse that.
Does that work? Does Docker pull respect 302?
I have looked. Yes, Docker pull does because it all goes to Cloudflare. I've verified this more with Containerd, but I believe that's.
No, I'm pretty sure Docker pull does respect it.
It's about the original. It definitely respects it on the pulling of a blob. I think it's the original resolution that's a little tricky. But yeah, I'm happy to talk to you more about that, Brendan, if you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The piece I actually thought was going to be complicated is that my understanding is we want each project to be able to push Docker images without granting cross permissions. In other words, I can't push to the DNS project from COPS, but we believe we would like to have a single source of binaries.
So yeah, I think we need to figure out whether we have sort of a one true push place where we just have a small number of trusted people not to step on each other, or whether we give every project their own push place and have a little bit more lenient trust there and just use the promoter mechanism to move it from the push place to the production place or places. And I think that's sort of orthogonal to how do you do the auto mirroring.
Right. So what we have right now is the KEP for the promotion part, and then we have this write-up from Manjunath about how it should look like, I guess. So those are the two pieces we have, but then we have to add on what you guys were talking about just now. So Brendan and Justin, the two of you will look at what we already have, and then.
Well, I think as Tim said, I think this is different, right?
Okay.
The redirector is different from promotion.
Right.
Okay.
One is serving and one is promotion.
Okay, so I'll add a separate umbrella issue for that, for the redirector part.
Yes, I think the redirector part is separate. You're supposed to follow up with Javier on the promotion part, and I would say that's the which push area. and Justin and Brendan can handle the serving part.
Okay, the mirroring attestation. Okay, fine. Got it. Okay, what else do we have? Ehud, did you have anything else to talk
Not
about?
from me.
Okay. Jeff, are you around? Was there something you wanted to talk about? XD?
Sorry for getting on mute. No, I don't think I have anything this week.
Okay, thank you. Lubomir, anything from you?
I was mostly interested in the images and tags, but yeah, the discussion there is pretty much done, I
Okay,
guess.
thank you. Arnaud? Anything from you? Was there anything specific you were interested in? Okay. Hans?
Hey, no, nothing specifically interesting from my side. Just wanted to listen in and offer help if I can help with something.
Yeah, sounds good. Which areas are you most familiar with, Hans?
I don't know, just like DIMS, we talked briefly about the publishing of the Debian and Red Hat
Right.
packages.
Okay.
And that's where I got curious about this infra,
Okay.
K8s Infra stuff.
There was a pull request from one of the Heptio people for the RPM and Debian images. So I'll point you to that, and we can talk on Slack. Hans, is that okay?
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Okay. So that's all I had.
Yeah, just one more question, Tim.
Yes.
Sorry for the late. I haven't noticed the billing issue on the Kanban board. So do we need to add it, or?
I think that's a great idea.
Can you repeat that? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I'm speaking about the Kanban board here and about adding the billing question to the Kanban project board.
So in the project, I should add one more umbrella issue?
Yes.
Yes, please. About billing.
Right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll add that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And actually, maybe we should add a separate item for just to separate serving for GCS from promotion of GCS.
Okay.
Or promotion of images, rather.
As long as you're capturing it, Tim, in your notes.
Sorry, I was adding the links. You want me to add those as AIs?
Yes, please. One was GCR versus GCS. The other one was umbrella issue for billing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. If you don't have anything else to talk about, you get 30 minutes back.
Everybody can go look at your issues and update them.
Yes, sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.